Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. Liftoff.
Hello. What is up, guys? It's Hunter Klein bringing you this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys, number 42. Episode number 42. You already know what it is. I hope you guys are all doing well, enjoying your mental high if you're feeling on top, and battling and searching for a way out if you're at the bottom. Guys, this week, I got a lot of people reaching out about troubles in their life and how the podcast has helped them get through it. And try new things, get new headspaces, kind of adjust the way they're going about things to get out of ruts that they're in. And as a result, I've been thinking a lot about this, right? Because this isn't something unique to you guys. I'm constantly battling the same thing, especially because I spend a lot of time on myself. I'm constantly trying to be introspective about this, right? I'm trying to process, how do I navigate this, right? The ups and downs of life. The roller coaster that is the human brain and the battle of chemistry that runs it, okay? And personally, right now, I'm in a limbo, okay? Somewhere in the middle here. I'm not at a high, right? I'm not coming home feeling ecstatic, the best I've ever felt, and I'm not coming home really struggling mentally. I'm somewhere in the middle, right? I'm just kind of dragging along kind of this feeling overall, all right? Now, I'm aware that my life is good and that I should be thankful. I'm aware that I have a lot to be thankful for and that my problems are nothing compared to others. But my brain, my headspace right now is just in a neutral spot. Right? It just feels like we're dragging kind of a little bit. And I've been thinking a lot about how we combat this. Right? How do you get out of a mental limbo? A shitty spot. A brain that is dwelling on either negatives or a brain that's just simply dragging like mine. Okay, because the value here kind of goes back to our creativity conversation. Is for me personally, when I'm feeling good, when I'm feeling at the top, my creativity is boosted. Right? My motivation is boosted. Not only am I doing more work, I'm doing work more efficiently, and I'm doing more work that I value. Right? I think it's just better. Right? If I'm writing for the podcast, feeling like I'm on top of the world, I feel like it's going to be the best episode I've ever made. Right. But before we dive into this, after, I bring that up because I think that kind of provides context to why this discussion is important or of a value to me. But before we dive in, I want to say that there is no real answer here. Okay. No matter how many salesmen you see saying this is the key to happiness or change your attitude in 7 days, there is no way. Right? Those guys are scammers. There is no way to escape the roller coaster of emotion that is the human experience. Okay, and this is not an opinion. All right, we are not allowed to argue this. This is proven by brain scientists, guys. You have a chemically balanced brain that slowly drifts back and forth. Now, some of us have chemical imbalances, and sometimes we tend to lean more to one side. Maybe the downside, you have depression, right? Or maybe your body swings back and forth more than the normal person. That would be something like bipolar disorder. So this isn't an arguable idea or opinion I'm putting out there. This is a fact, right? The ups and downs of life are inescapable and a natural consequence of this beautiful human consciousness experience we have. All right? No matter how good you may feel this week, a down point, a low will come. And no matter how down you feel this week, no matter how depressed you feel this week, a good, beautiful, dopamine-filled experience will come. It's inescapable. And maybe seemingly a little shitty. It's a balance, guys, that I think makes life extremely beautiful. Right? That beautiful sunny and 75 day feels the way it does because you damn near froze your ass off for the months prior. Okay, that $50,000 briefcase feels the way it does because you scrounged for rent the years prior. This contrast, this duality creates extreme beauty and reward. I think this is really, really valuable, guys. If we didn't have this contrast between good and bad, depression and happiness, ups and downs, if we had endless amounts of money or perfect weather every day, we would forget what the alternative is and things would begin to lose their beauty and their spark. And if you don't believe my opinion, look at how many rich people, how many wealthy people get to the top and still find depression, right? Because while we've had this discussion before, while seemingly money right now to me would make me extremely happy and solve all my life's problems, you cannot escape the balance of brain chemistry. You will get used to that money, and it will no longer have that spark anymore because it's inescapable, right? Everything's relative. You will adjust. My overall point here is that if you remove the hilly terrain that is life, the ups and downs, you remove the beauty and the feeling of victory when you make it out, guys. Okay? And I know that's hard. That's hard to really like celebrate and admire and understand when you're in the shitty crux of life. But it is the big picture. It is the whole truth. So the human experience is not a prison, right? It's a cycle of ups and downs that constantly reminds us how good being alive can feel by dragging us through the mud every now and then. And that dragging through the mud is necessary, right? Just like that shitty thunderstorm rainy day, that shitty blizzard day makes that first day of summer so goddamn beautiful. And like I said, guys, excuse me, I do not think this is a mindset. I'll go as far to say this is not a mindset. Like other discussions we have or topics I bring up, this is just an unarguable fact that can be backed by brain science, guys. Okay? Now, unless you're just an insanely ambitious person that is extremely curious how your brain works at a biochemical level, take my word for it, guys. Right? In a real, tangible example of this is mental disorders that are very popular around the globe right now. When we have mental imbalances, we have names for these things. We must be prescribed because we maybe fall on the low end of this and get depression. Or we do skew back and forth and get bipolar disorder. Okay? Now, the discussion's good, but I am constantly asking myself, what can I do about this, guys? There has to be a way that I can have some type of influence on this cycle, right? I can dip my hand and maybe pull things to a certain side of the bowl. All right? When I am in a high spot, how can I stay longer? And when I am in a low rut, how do I find a way out? And I personally, keyword here, personally, have some things that work for me guaranteed, that are tried and true. And I don't know, actually, I really don't think that these are universal rules for everyone. Okay, I don't know if this is necessarily going to be the key for you, but I think it's worth talking about. Maybe at the very least, my outward processing can maybe help you come up with some ideas. Whether it be ideas you can apply now because you're in a rut, or ideas that we can throw in the bank for next time that unavoidable shitty moment rut down point in your life comes. All right? So my few most recent ruts, low points, I always have they always make me feel that I'm stuck and my life is becoming monotonous. Okay, they all have this common theme. Right? I feel stuck, things are monotonous, things are stale. And these ruts are so obvious and overwhelming that they literally bog me down to the point where I don't feel like doing anything, okay? I know I'm in a rut. Things are kind of shitty. It pulls down my passion. It pulls down my drive. I lose it all. And I just have this big weight on me. And I'm also aware of the weight, okay? And the key for me personally in these ruts is to simply do out of the ordinary shit, guys, all right? Behind this dulled version of myself, right? My drive and my passion is low. I have this little guy screaming at me saying, do new stuff, you know it works. All right? And this is going to sound cartoonish, but this new stuff, this out of the ordinary new shit, it doesn't have to be big stuff for me, personally. Right? I will literally look up a space documentary on YouTube and it'll do it for me, guys. Or switch up my diet or change my workout plan. And while these examples I've given probably seem simple and non-impactful, they get me out of the loop, guys. All right, they have a much more profound effect on my person than just that simple little start. Right? I start thinking of new things and getting new ideas and so on. Right? I just start thinking in new ways. All right, and the best way I can describe this to you, right? Because I know right now you're probably like, change your fucking diet, dude. I'm depressed. Changing my diet isn't going to help me feel better about a shitty childhood or the fact that my father left. But I hope this analogy maybe bring some light to the situation. Okay? If a rut, low point, state of depression is a pane of glass, for me, doing new and out of the ordinary stuff is like throwing a small rock at that pane. The initial impact is small and doesn't break through. It doesn't do much. But it does start branching through the glass. Okay? It starts a domino effect, creating webs and spreading until eventually the glass breaks. Okay? This is exactly what this does to me. While changing my diet isn't going to have a profound impact on the next couple months for me, it will cause me to do new things. It'll cause me to look up new things. It'll maybe spark some question I have that'll allow me to start researching something that'll have me busy for an evening, and then I'll feel better about myself and so on. Right? That initial small little tweak has a domino effect that has an expansive effect on my attitude and so on. Okay, I know this is very abstract, but this is truly what works for me, guys. I'll watch a space documentary on YouTube, and all of a sudden I'll remember how incredibly enthralled I am by space in our universe. For the next 2 weeks, I'll be so ecstatic about space that I'll forget how shitty life was 3 days ago. Okay, I don't know what that is to you. I don't know what you're passionate about, or what maybe you have forgot that you're passionate about, or something you haven't tried before. But I suggest doing that, guys. All right? And why not just throw in a cliche phrase? Doing the same thing and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. And I honestly kind of hate the fact that I even just said that. But it's cliche for a reason, guys. There's value there. Okay, there's value there. Do new stuff. Take the leap, right? Take the motherfucking leap, friend. Okay? Random rant of the day, guys. If you have never listened to an album start to finish, a musical album start to finish, you are missing out on an absolutely beautiful mental escapade. Right? If you're in a rut and you've never tried, this is your new thing right here. Okay? If you're in a rut, this is your new thing. Right? And this mainly applies to artists, okay? What I mean here is that listening to 6ix9ine's Tattletale album start to finish may not provide you with a lot of beauty. Okay? I'm not smashing the guy's music. I'm not like we talked about last week. I'm in no place to tell him how to be a creative person. But it's not going to take you on the ride, right? The ride that an album like Kendrick Lamar's Damn would. Right? 6ix9ine isn't really trying to take you on an adventure or story with his album as much as he's trying to provide you with headbangers. But a lot of artists, especially the more deep, introspective, more storytelling guys, put hundreds of hours into formatting their albums, okay? And while they're making their albums, they're asking questions like, how do I start the album? What song do I start the album with? How do I finish the album? What song do I want to cap it off with? What kind of creative twist do we want to put on this? What story am I trying to tell? What adventure do I want to take the listener on? All right, these are all like below the surface level hit song that you see on the charts. This is what the artistic part of song making is, guys. And I don't think it's appreciated because albums generally aren't sat down and listened to all the way through anymore. All of these questions go into the creation of a complete and beautiful album. Just look at a book, guys. right? Imagine picking up your favorite author's new book and just flipping to random chapters. You read them in a random order and decide whether or not you enjoy it, right? Yeah, I picked up this book at Barnes & Noble. No one goes to Barnes & Noble anymore, by the way. I picked up this book off Amazon. I read chapters 6, 14, and 17, and I thought it was fucking awesome. Like, that is so crazy, right? This is ridiculous. You may have enjoyed the chapters, but you're missing out on the journey of the book. You're missing out on the true mental adventure, the roller coaster, the journey that the artist had planned when he made it. Okay, those chapters that you enjoyed would be much better if you read them in the order the creator, the author designed. All right, this is what so many of us do with albums, this pick and choosing of different chapters of a book. Now, if you don't have a favorite artist or you don't know where to apply this musical secret, I would suggest starting with Kendrick Lamar's Damn album. All right, why? Well, personally, I suggest this because I've probably listened to it start to finish over 30 times because it's beautiful. But it was the first non-jazz and non-classical album to win a Pulitzer Prize. All right, it also won a Grammy for Best Rap Album and was nominated for Album of the Year. This album is an absolute journey, guys. All right, a journey that is very relatable and talks about the ins and outs of the human experience. He has specific songs that are designated to specific aspects or emotions of the human experience. Fear is a song title. Lust is a song title. Loyalty is a song title. He takes us through this mental adventure, guys. And you don't have to be black or in poverty, or you don't have to have backgrounds of struggle to relate to this. And that's what's so beautiful about it. It's written so incredibly, and that's a reason that he won a Pulitzer Prize, which is a writing award given to books, 400-page books. Okay, this is the crown jewel of start to finish musical album masterpieces, and it's absolutely beautiful, guys. And while on this entertainment kick, I want to talk about Amazon and how they are absolutely taking over the world. Okay, I know this is somewhat obvious, but they're not stopping, guys. They do everything. They do everything now. They have entered the world of entertainment hard and fast, specifically. Amazon Video is popping off, okay? And if you don't have Amazon, you should be getting it. Today I ordered a package. In the moment I hit click, a dude's fucking knocking on my door with a package. Like, the guy is literally waiting outside of it was like the guy was waiting outside of my house with the fucking warehouse on deck. Okay? I am getting packages in 4 or 5 hours after ordering. I'm not really sure how it's possible, but it is happening and it's insane. All right, but back to the point. Amazon Video. Okay, if you have it and or are thinking about getting Amazon Video, 3 shows that make it worth it just on the entertainment side. The Boys. You've probably seen it. Superhero. Wild take on superheroes in a society. 2, Utopia. Insane about a comic book. It's beautiful. And of course, we have to mention Rick and Morty season 4. Okay. Now, these alone are valuable, and I honestly think are worth getting the whatever it is, $100 yearly membership or whatever it might be. But on top of that, we have Prime delivery. I'm getting packages 2 hours after ordering. Prime groceries. Prime music. They probably have fucking Prime dating. They have Prime everything. Like, they are everywhere. They have it all. Okay? So you're welcome for the plug, Jeff Bezos. And yeah, it's just incredible to me what they're doing. It's just like they see no limits for their company, and it's honestly insanely inspiring. There is just no end to it, guys. They could literally take over the world. Right? And I'm curious if is anyone worried, or I mean, the service is beautiful. They do it better than anybody else. So shine on, family, but it's just an interesting dynamic, guys. Okay? It's just an interesting dynamic. I want to complain a little bit this week, guys. I spent a lot of time talking about positivity, emotion, and being transparent, and I don't want to come off as fake. I don't want to come off as like, yes, I'm a perfect human. I love everybody. All humans are awesome. Because that's not always the case, guys. Okay? I get judgmental just like everyone else, right? Some people just strike anger and frustration into my heart. And so, for example, okay, if you're at a gym shadowboxing, throwing air punches, if you're at a gym throwing air punches between bicep curl sets, I believe that you should be sterilized. Okay, I hate these guys, friends, with a serious passion. I'm seeing these guys very, very, very frequently. And it's just like, dude, we are in an apartment complex gym. The fucking leg press doesn't go over 200 pounds, and you are shadowboxing and throwing spinning wheel kicks 5 feet away from Karen, who's doing her first ab workout. Okay, bro, you are not a fighter if you are in an apartment gym shadowboxing. And why are you trying to make eye contact with me? I swear to God, these dudes, when I walk into the gym to just kind of move a little bit and work out on my days off, I swear to God, these guys are all of a sudden playing the role of a fighter to try to outman me. Okay, this dude's fresh off of a bicep curl workout and is trying to make eye contact with me while he's throwing fucking roundhouse jabs and doing spinning kicks. It's like, what? Dude, are we having a man off right now? If you are shadow boxing in an occupied apartment complex gym, you are one of two people. Okay, you are either one, a terrible fighter, half-assing your workout in a gym that does not have the proper equipment that you need to succeed, or two, you're not a fighter, okay? You are literally just doing this to puff out your chest and seem athletic. Either way, you need to get it together, bud. This is the most frustrating thing ever. Right? The first time I saw it, I was just like, oh, okay. I've seen this 4 or 5 times now. And the most frustrating part is you don't realize how awkward and embarrassing it is. Like you are obnoxiously trying to force eye contact with me, as if you're trying to show me I can fight, assuming that I am that much of an idiot to actually believe that you're a badass. Okay, get it together, guys. I refuse to believe that anybody listening to this podcast does this, but these people need to get it together. Okay, absolutely. The most strange behavior ever, guys. All right, and I see it more than you think. So it's absolutely nutty. Okay, and another one I ran into last week, guys. Okay, if you pull up to me in a souped up Ford Mustang and rev your engine while looking me in the eyes, I hope you get in an extremely tragic car accident. I am not kidding. I really do. I really do. I hope that souped up Mustang of yours that you spent all your allowance money on gets absolutely demolished by a careless driver, because you are just a terrible person. Okay? What a character you have to be, huh? All these little rats, guys, put thousands of dollars into souped up vehicles and tuned up vehicles with totaled bodies. Okay? I do not see how you can justify getting your ego fueled by a nice car when you look like a goddamn Teletubby. Okay, and I don't mean to be judgmental. I'm not saying that, like, if I'm physically fit, I'm the better person than you. But maybe spend a fucking couple $100 on some protein shakes, bud. Maybe not get the 6-foot spoiler that hangs off your car, and maybe buy some chicken breasts, bro. Okay? Like, what on the earth is going on? Why are people so confused? I don't understand. These people have no idea what's going on. Okay? Not only do they not know what's going on, but they flex all the wrong things, and it's just like, what? I'm so confused. And generally, I feel offended by it because I feel like I'm being assumed as a moron. Right? I'm not falling for this, you clown. Okay? As you guys can probably tell, I had a rough week, guys, okay? Not overtly rough with any real tangible downs, but a collection of small experiences like this, running into these shadow boxers and souped up Mustang flexers that slowly etched at my sanity. And this is where we vent, all right? Just a tad bit of agitation that kind of lingers in the back of your head like you're quitting nicotine. Okay. Now, I have honestly been taking a liking in politics recently, guys, and it's been a weird dynamic because I don't want to make this podcast political, or I have this weird feeling that people are scared to talk politics and I don't want to rub anybody the wrong way. But I'm getting over it, guys. For whatever reason, maybe it's that I'm getting older or maturing, I feel somewhat obligated to tune into this year's debates, to be politically at least somewhat competent, right? It just feels good to me to be educated on this stuff right now. What I used to think was extremely boring is now pretty stimulating for me. And another part of it is that there's just so much weight being put behind this election. Like it's the deciding factor for the future of humanity. So maybe that's a reason why I'm, so interested, or maybe more people than average are interested. Okay. And if you all watched the VP debate last week, then you probably agree that it was much more professional and put together compared to the last. It was much more presidential, I would say. Okay. Mike Pence is a robotic serial killer, and Kamala Harris is the sassiest girl you knew at your high school. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say about it, guys. I'm not competent enough on the subject to feel comfortable regurgitating information to you guys. Right? If you guys want to dig into specific issues and the validity of statements during debate and so on, go listen, watch to a political commentator, because anything I say will be regurgitated and half-assed. Okay? Truthfully, I understand the topics and see where the sides differ. Right? I understand what's happening during debate and why certain things are being raised and where each side's argument has some validity, but I'm not nearly qualified enough to get creative and talk about them with you all, okay? As far as me, guys, what's going on, right? Like I said, we're in a medium spot, right? Life isn't overtly awesome right now, but it's not down. I'm just in a weird limbo. All right. And in order to get out of this limbo, I have switched my diet. So for the last 2 years, I've been on in keto, right? The fad that everyone's, crazed about. Now I study exercise and nutrition, and I'm getting my PhD in it. So I'm doing it a very scientific, analytical way, or I was doing it a very scientific, analytical way. But now it's time to switch. I need a change in my life. Right? And something very small like that for me is huge, okay? It changes the meals I eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm eating more. I'm eating different. My taste buds are jumping off the walls. It's been an exciting adventure, guys. I'm eating 10 times as many carbs as I was before. Maybe even 15 as many carbs before. In the gym, my workouts are much more different. I'm much stronger, right? I'm getting larger. My muscles are filling up with water. Fun fact, for every gram of glycogen in your body, 3 grams of water are retained. Right? So I'm getting more sugar in my muscles, glucose in my muscles, which means my muscles are holding more water. I'm kind of puffing up and gaining a little more weight. The point here is it's been awesome for me, guys. It's been an awesome change of pace. It's been an awesome, I'm back in my books. I'm logging all the foods I'm eating. It has a little more, I'm having more discipline in my life. And the more discipline I have, right, the more planned out I am, the more papers I have laid out on my desk at the end of the night with nutrition and my plans and, all the work I've done, the better I feel, right? Because when I sit down at my desk and see all these papers that are written out and all this work I put in throughout my day, and I see the changes I'm making, and it's my discipline is laid out before me, I feel so fucking good about myself, guys. Not in an egotistical way, but in a proud way, right? I'm doing the damn thing. I'm getting better, right? These are tangible results sitting on this desk right in front of me. I am getting 100% better, all right? And that keeps the demon away. The demon in my head that says, you're fucking half-assing things right now. You're not good enough. You're not going to, all these dreams that you're thinking about, all these things that you aspire to be, all these places you aspire to go are not possible because you're not putting the work in. When I use discipline, right, when I look down at my desk and see a agenda that is complete with boxes checked, boxes colored, but I'm doing that, that guy shuts the fuck up. Right? There's two sides of me. There's the drill sergeant in there that's constantly saying you're not going to, if you don't get your ass moving, you're not going to make it. All these dreams you have are not going to happen. And then there's the other side of me that's like, you know, like the little kid getting bullied around at a camp. Or getting bullied by a drill sergeant. He's like, I'm doing the damn thing. And it's a victory for me, guys. And I think that's why I have to have all this discipline in my life. Why I have to have an insane nutrition plan. Why I have to go to the gym every day and bust my ass. Right? I'm not in the gym because I care about what women think about me. I haven't dated a girl in 3 years and I've had sex less than 5 times in the last 3 years. This isn't about women. I barely have any friends out here. This isn't about anyone else. This is about my own mental adventure. I work out every day so I can look in the mirror and be like, fuck yes, you are a champion. Your body aligns with the way you feel mentally, right? Your body is starting to look like the body of the person that you see in your dreams, working for the Phoenix Suns or having a successful podcast, right? It's all a mental journey for me, guys. And I'll end this with this. A majority of the time when I'm going around the world or when I'm navigating the world, I don't have a lot of time to hate on people that are succeeding, or I don't have a lot of time to judge people the way they're acting, because the mental battle I have with myself is 16 hours a day is so damn exhausting, guys. By the time I get out of it, by the time I'm out of my head, I'm just trying to be kind and spread positivity, as cheesy as that sounds, and just have people leaving conversations better than they were. I'm just trying to give people stuff. I don't want any friction with you. I don't want any problems. I'm fucking tired, man. Okay, I'm fucking tired. I've been battling myself all day. This fucking drill sergeant in my head has been telling me I'm not good enough all day, and I've been battling against him to show him that I can do this. And by the time I get out of that, guys, I don't have I don't have time to get on Instagram and comment hate. I don't have time to scroll through Instagram and look at like, oh man, this guy's got a new fucking Bentley and I still have a totaled Lincoln. I don't have time for all that, guys. I don't know if that's the same for everyone else. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, but that's 100% the case for me. Right? My biggest enemy, and I know this is, you know, a straight out of the motivational speaker guide, but it truly is it truly is the case for me. My biggest enemy, my biggest challenge in life right now is that mental guy in me, that one little dude that sits in my head and says, "You're not going to make it, young man. You don't have what it takes." And that's really what our journey is centered on. We're trying to beat that guy. We're trying to beat that motherfucking guy. Shine on, family. Shine on. Okay. Guys, once again, the IP Monkeys phone number is 602-892-4371. All right. You guys call in, leave a little voicemail. I play it on the podcast. You spark a discussion, not only for me. All right. This is bigger than just giving me content. Maybe your discussion, maybe your question relates to another viewer. All right. Maybe you have the same effect that I do by talking for 40 minutes. Maybe someone relates to your comment. You know, I guess what I'm saying is you have the opportunity to not only impact the podcast, but impact the viewers that are listening to the podcast. So don't feel like you don't speak well enough to call in. All right. Of course. I mean, if you don't have I do this fucking 5 hours a week and I'm writing 10 hours. I have practice. Of course I can do this. Don't feel like, well, I can't talk as good, so I'm not going to call in. I feel a little self-conscious. No one gives a shit. That destroys the whole purpose of the podcast, okay? Call in, fucking stutter as much as you want, completely restart the message, get embarrassed, but share your perspective. Maybe ask a question, whatever it may be, guys. Once again, that number is 602-892-4371. And I want to say that I have not been doing a good enough job of sharing this number with fans, with people that listen. I need to do a better job of posting it on social media and making people aware of it and so on. Okay, so I'm going to do better on my side, but please feel free to call one more time. That number is 602-892-4371. Let it ring, go to the voicemail, leave a message, and we'll play it for you guys. All right? All right, guys, it was a roller coaster of a ride today, but I think that's the beautiful part about this podcast, this journey ode a human experience that we are all on and trying to navigate through together. All right, I'm going to call it there, guys. That's it for this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. This is Hunter Klein, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.